Joyful Namaskara. There are many questions that keep coming to our mind. I am putting in a lot of effort, but the result is not coming in. Starting from a school child who puts in effort before the exams, right? To a corporate house professional who says, I really, really slogged and I've not got the increment that I wanted, right? To someone who's even slightly aged to say, I have given my best to my children, but I have not got back what I deserve to get. Now, these kind of questions really rattle us sometimes. And to complicate matters, we also find that there are people who are possibly not putting in that kind of an effort and also getting something, much better, getting a better deal in life, right? As I said, right? Another question that people ask me related to karma is, I am doing all good karma, but I'm suffering a lot in life. I'm going through pain. Whereas there are people who are not that good in the typical sense. They seem to be having a good life, right? Now, these questions which are around karma and about action and results, right, need to be understood correctly. Right? Is it completely predetermined, which means it is fate, or is it completely because of our own actions, which is free will, or it's a nice combination of both? I think we need to understand this. Now, to dig a little deeper into this, I will be taking the help of a very famous story which my guru, Puja Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, used to narrate with so much passion. Right? Just give me a moment for me to share a presentation. Welcome to the session on action and results. Now, I'm going to take an example of a college student. Okay. For the moment, just to make myself feel good, I'm going to visualize that I am the college student that I'm talking about. Right? Now, I finished my college and I want to reach home. That's my goal. I normally cross the road, take the bus to my home, and then walk it up for some time. Right? This is what I need to do. So my goal is clear. What are my actions that I need to do in this case? The first action I should do is remember I have to cross the road. I have to look around, right? I don't want to be hit by a vehicle, right? Although I know that, in India we keep left. And so while crossing the road, at some point I need to take a look at the left side. Some point I have to take a look at the right side. But it is safer to take a look at both the sides. In fact, sometimes it's worth it to even look at it from top to see if something is dropping on your head, right? So look around is one action I definitely need to do. The second thing I need to do is I need to cross the road. I just can't just keep looking around and just stay there. I need to cross the road. The second action. The third action is when the bus comes, I need to get into the bus. Now, these three are actions that I need to do. We will call it the karma in the sense of action. This is my karma, my duty, and I have to do these three actions. And more importantly, we need to understand these are actions I need to do and also only I can do. Like others cannot look around for me, right? Of course, somebody can take me and dump me into the bus, but typically these are actions that not just I need to do, but also only I can do, right? Now let's assume that I do these actions. First step is I understand that these actions need to be done from my side if my goal has to be achieved, right, of reaching home, right? Now, what are the possibilities, right? My Guruji, Puja Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, is such a master storyteller, right? And it's a very powerful way to narrate a very deep concept, right? So I think I will try and do justice to that to some extent, right? What are the possible results that we can get, assuming I do all the three actions that I am supposed to do, right? Okay. The first result that I get is the result is equal to my expectation. So what is my expectation? Is that I should reach home. So what happened? I looked around. It was very safe. I crossed the road. Nothing happened. When the bus came, I got into the bus and the bus took me home and I reached home. So the result that I got matched the expectation. Happy scenario. Very nice. Second situation. Right? I look around. I'm not able to cross because there is a heavier traffic that day. And somehow I managed to cross the road. But as I was crossing the road, I saw the bus coming and the bus leaving. That means I missed the bus. Now, when I missed the bus, I have to wait for another 45 minutes for the next bus to come. And I lose the time. Maybe I have another class to attend, or maybe I need to go for my sports. So there's a lot of impact on that. And the result that I got was less than my expectation. I don't have answers to the questions as to why that day was a little heavier traffic, and that day why the bus did not wait even for a couple of minutes extra. I don't have answers to those questions, but I know for sure I did what I need to do, and the result was less than what I expected. The third situation, right? I look around, no traffic. I cross the road and I wait. And that day the bus is a little delayed. But then I saw a beautiful Benz car pass by. I said, wow, what a car was that? And looked familiar. Suddenly the car stops a little ahead and reverses and comes back. The window opens. My neighbor who got a new car, he says, hey, Ranga, what are you doing? I said, I'm going home. Come, I'll drop you. Wow. It's a new car I saw just a few days back. And I was very jealous of that car. And I wanted to take a ride in that car. And I was wondering when I will ever get a car like that in my life. And he asked me to sit in the back seat. And when I opened the back seat, there's another surprise there for me. Right? My neighbor's cute looking daughter on whom I have a crush. Right? Since school days, she's sitting there. She says hi. Right? And then the car window goes up, nice air conditioned Benz car. I am dropped, being driven by my dream father-in-law, sitting by the side of my crush, and I reach home so beautifully. In this case, the result is much more than what I expected possible. I don't have answers to many questions. Why was the bus delayed? Why did my neighbor pass by at that time? Why did he notice me? Why did he feel like stopping and offering me a lift? Why? I don't have an answer. Let's take the last situation. I'm waiting. I look around. I cross the road. As I cross the road, someone from somewhere throws a banana peel, which lands right in front of my leg. And I put my step on it and I slip, fall, and my head hits the road divider. And that's it. I go unconscious. Then someone, good Samaritan, takes me to the hospital, admits me. I open my eyes after about a couple of hours, right, with some anxious faces looking around me. And I ask some philosophical questions. Who am I? Where am I? And so on, right? Now, in this case, the result is totally unconnected to the expectation, right? I don't have answers to many questions. Why did somebody throw the banana peel? Oh, why should it land in front of me? How come exactly I put my leg in? Why did I have such a bad fall? And even if I had a fall, why did I become unconscious? No answers to these questions, right? Which brings us to a very interesting set of concepts. One, I think it is very natural to expect a result, right? In fact, it's a myth when people say that don't expect any result, do something with no expectations. That's not possible. Definitely, that's not possible, right? Bhagavad Gita says don't have expectations. No, that's not right. That's a myth. In fact, Bhagavad Gita doesn't say don't have expectations. Do you mean to say Lord Krishna spoke 18 chapters to Arjuna without having an expectation that he would listen? No. I think what Bhagavad Gita or scriptures say is have a goal which is really big, do everything that you need to do from your side, have an expectation, but then understand also that there are factors for which you have no control, questions for which you have no answer, right? Accept that also as part of the whole algorithm. So it's natural to expect, and it is okay to expect, right? Second, we set a goal, but many times we don't know what are those things that are within my responsibility and only I can do it and I need to do it, without which I have no business to expect a result. Like you can't go and pray to Ganesha and then expect a very easy question paper or expect suddenly the answers will come in your mind if you're a student. No, it's not possible. Right? We need to do everything from our side, but for that, we need to know what are the things that we need to do. That knowledge is also weak in many of us. Third, we may know what we need to do, but there's a huge gap between actually doing it, right? For example, if the goal is to stay healthy and fit, we need to take a walk every day. We need to hit the gym to build strength, muscle strength. We know what to do, but are we doing it? We may get distracted. I pick up my phone to make a call to somebody and then I see a video and I get distracted, right? And particularly the video is marked must watch, right? So we get distracted. So there is a huge gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it, right? So the third step is we have to do what we know that we have to do. And of course, accept as part of the system that there are factors which are uncontrollable and there are factors for which we may feel anxious but may work in our favor, may not work in our favor. Questions for which we don't have answers, right? Now, you might call it prarabdha karma. The karma that you carried from previous birth is one interpretation or one explanation. Second is agamya karma. Agamya karma is something that you did in your birth, but earlier, maybe that resulted in certain things, right? Or sometimes we call it prayashchitta karma. That means I did something for which I have not done a corrective action. Can be one reason. Of course, sometimes when you make a sankalpa, right, for the sankalpa to become siddhi, that means to materialize, to manifest, there are a lot of things we need to do. Maybe there's a gap there, right? So I think we have to know that it's never fate alone. That means it's not something that you did and life will go as per whatever is destined. No, it is not 100% free will. That means it's not completely dependent on only me. Like a farmer may choose the best of seeds and plow the field and take care of its growth well, but then a tsunami or a tornado is out of his control. So we have to accept that there are factors outside our control. And that's a third thing that we have to understand this, right? So it's never fate or free will. It's a beautiful combination of the two, right? And at any point in time, if we do what we need to do, we can expect one of the probable results is we will get it, right? Of course, without doing what we need to do, I don't think we have the business to even expect what we ought to get out of that action that we do, right? Now, there's a very beautiful clarity that I got from my gurus, Puja Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji and Puja Swami Paramarthananda ji. I would like to express my very deep gratitude to both of them for bringing so much clarity, and that in turn gave me so much of peace in when I face situations. Right? Let me close with a prayer to my gurus. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.